Hello, welcome back. This is Jeff Byers, and this is part 5 of our UV mapping. Now we're ready to export out our objects. So we need to make sure that our we have it set up to where we can export. Now, Maya uses plugins. Sometimes they're they're actually installed and they're not installed. Don't worry, all the plugins should be installed at school, but let's go ahead and show you how to install plugins like OBJ and FBX and make sure they're in there. Okay, so you want to go to Windows, you want to go to Settings, Preferences, and you want to go into the Plugin Manager. Okay, this is where all your plugins are. So you can see right here, I do not have abcbullet.ml. These are all plugins that Maya comes installed with. You just have to load them up. Okay. The reason why they're not loaded is it can slow can slow Maya down a lot if you have them all loaded at the same time and it's got to remember and it has to load everything when you start it up. So a lot of people do not like to have everything loaded. I don't, because it takes forever. But if there are certain things that you want to use, then you would load them. And so how you do that is you just go in here and apply to all, go loaded. Okay, it's going to load all of those. And then auto load. Okay. And you just scroll down, you can see that it has added everything in there. And then down here you can do apply to all, auto load, and auto load. So loaded or auto load, and just keep scrolling down till you have them all. Then I have not used Maya Hydra yet, but that sounds really cool, so I'm going to load it up. Apply to all. You just want to apply everything. That's fine. Whatever. Substance painter, sure. Why not? Loaded and auto load. Okay, great. XGen, sure, why not? So I got everything loaded now. Now it's going to take forever for it to load when you open a Maya. You just have to be more patient, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh and close. There we go. So now I know I have everything loaded, all the plugins loaded. And so now I'm going to go into, make sure I'm on polymodeling again, and go to select the table and go to File, Export Selection, and go in here and go to you want to find OBJ export, should be in there, and we want to export everything as an OBJ object for Substance Painter. Okay, so I'm going to click on Export Selection, and we are going to export it as a table. No fancy names, so just OBJ, just export selection, and that will save it out as an OBJ. So it's going to take longer, unusually long, when you have I'm exporting everything to a flash drive. So I'm going to go to the next object and go to File, Export Selection, and into the option box. Everything is all selected, so Export Selection. And I'm going to click on, I'm going to type in chair, okay, and Export Selection. Okay, and then I'm going to click on the bowl and go to File and Export Selection. Okay, it looks like I got my chair in there, I got my table. I'm going to type in my dish, let's call that dish, and Export Selection. And I'm going to click on the sphere that has the UV map on it and go to File, Export Selection, and export, and I call this a deco sphere. That's what we called it before. That seems to be fitting. Oops. Okay, deco sphere, Export Selection. And that looks like it went in okay. I give it a moment because this, if you're on your computer, it should be like instantaneous. But if you're saving everything to a flash drive like I am, it's not. It's going to be slower. So File, Export Selection. This is going to be our floor. This should export pretty quickly. So call that floor. There we go. Export. Okay, just give it a moment. And then my wall. You could call this wall 1 and wall 2, but it doesn't matter. I called it left wall and right wall. So I'm going to continue with that. Left and wall. Left wall. And right wall. Okay, so export selection. So that's all our objects. Okay. Now we didn't UV map the glasses, and if I was going to add a material to those, as far as like some like a gold leaf or something like that, then you would have to UV map that as well. But these are going to be just glass, okay, and that takes a special material for Arnold to work properly. So anyway, there's no trick to UV mapping. You would probably click on the object and do a cylindrical mapping. So you do a UV cylindrical map on that, and or you could do a automatic map if you wanted to, and then tie all the pieces together in the center. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to do cylindrical objects a little bit later, but right now we're just going to kind of skip that, and we're going to add a glass material, which is really cool. Okay. Other things I want you to think about is if you get that done pretty quickly and you would like to add like vases on the floor, if you want to add other things to the table, I want you to feel free to do that and experiment and have fun and model extra things in here if you'd like to, and just have some fun with it and go crazy with it and do whatever you want with it. Just do the basics that I need you to do, but you can do extra stuff too as well. Anyway, now we're ready for texturing, my favorite part. We got all the other stuff done. Now we get to texture, and I'll see you in a new series of videos for texturing. And I'll see you then.